The resolution will designate March 2023 and every March thereafter as Trisomy Awareness Month. Many of you may remember the floor speech I gave last year about trisomy awareness on March 1st. Trisomy, very near and dear to my family. My daughter is joining us in the gallery today who has trisomy 18. She's right here on the House floor. Mr. Speaker, we were told that she would not live more than a few moments, and we were asked how we wanted to proceed. Our answer was very simple. God is the one that chooses life. It's not up to mom and dad to do that. What's up to mom and dad is to make sure that we're providing for each and every one of our children to the best that we can. And Brianna here is a testimony to what modern medical science can do when it comes alongside the parents and what interventions can do. She's 3.5 years old. She's helped raise millions of dollars for Children's National Hospital. That's impacted the lives of countless other children. And Mr. Speaker, as a result of the floor speech that I gave last year, there's a little boy, Jesse, who was in VCU, Children's Hospital, right across the street, trisomy 18. And because of that, his parents had hope. And his grandfather is joining us in the gallery today. And so, Mr. Speaker, members of the House, trisomy awareness, bringing awareness to this, we can give more kids hope of life. We can give them a better chance of survival. I've been speaking mostly about trisomy 18, but many of us are familiar with Down syndrome. And once upon a time, Down syndrome was considered not compatible with life. But because parents were willing to go against the odds and give their children the hope and the chance, we have business owners that have Down syndrome today. Each and every one of these children are equally valuable, and they're made in the image of God. As for Mr. Speaker, I ask that we pass this resolution and designate March as Trisomy Awareness Month. And I think Delegate Head wanted to share something as well.
The delegate from Botetourt, Delegate Head.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Speaking of the resolution.
The delegate has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, I'm honored, and this is unexpectedly hard, to be the chief co-patron of this, because my firstborn son, many of you know my son Michael, but Michael was my second son. Nathan was a trisomy 18 baby. And we had to wrestle with people telling us to terminate that pregnancy, and we chose not to. And we went all the way through the process, and he was born, and he lived about 2 hours, and he died in my arms. My wife and I have both reflected on this over the years, and I have described it to so many people because what we learned and experienced through that, of the joy of the life, the celebration of the life, the overwhelming grief of the loss, the prayers of support from our church and friends and people from around the country, and what we learned from that, and I've described it as being something that I would not wish on my worst enemy, but something that I wouldn't have missed for the world. And that's really hard to understand, but I was able to share that with Delegate Scott when he first started talking about his daughter. And the trisomies are so important for people to be aware of, and research is being done. Some research is being done in Roanoke to treat, to correct, but people need to be aware of this. And I'm just thankful for the opportunity to have been the co-patron of this, and hope that everyone will support it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The delegate from Roanoke City, Delegate Rasool.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Parliamentary inquiry.
The delegate will state it.
Thank you to the delegates for sharing. We'd just like to know, Mr. Speaker, is this a recorded vote?
Well, we have to do a recorded vote on the immediate consideration, I believe. And then, we're just changing the calendar. Yes, of course, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
All right, so I have to put this in the proper order, and I apologize. The delegate from Spotsylvania moves that the House take up out of order for immediate consideration HJR 510 on page 54. As many as favor that motion will vote yes on the electronic voting board. Clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 98, no 0.
Ayes 98, noes 0. The motion is agreed to. The clerk will report the resolution officially.
On page 54 of the printed calendar, resolution before the body now is House Joint Resolution 510, designating March in 2023 and each succeeding year is Trisomy Awareness Month in Virginia. That legislation was reported to the Committee on Rules.
Shall the resolution be adopted? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 99, no 0.
Ayes 99, noes 0. The resolution is adopted.